Now live on 10 Tampa Bay this morning. As the number of Helene claims grow, this morning we're learning how this storm compares to other recent disasters.
We do not have the funds.
And what happens if FEMA runs out of money? Do you get help? The push to keep it funded.
Plus, what should you do with all the sandbags? Keep them, toss them, take the sand to the beach? We're getting answers.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
And good morning, I'm Jamison Euler. Today is Thursday, October 3rd.
And I'm Sarah Rosario in for Caitlin Lockerbie. You are watching us here on 10 Tampa Bay, getting closer to the weekend.
Thank goodness.
I know. A lot of people looking forward to a couple days off, hopefully. And I know a lot of people still cleaning up.
Yeah.
We want to get a look at our forecast right now with meteorologist Amanda Pappas. Amanda, you're saying storms could be coming or more rain could be on the way.
This afternoon and evening, yeah, you want to have that umbrella on you. And if you have some time this weekend, please get out there and volunteer. We still need help with that cleanup underway. So I went out there yesterday. Definitely still really just a sad situation there. But overall, I'm really happy to say we have good news, both with our local forecast and the tropics. So let's get you outside right now. We see the St. Petersburg sky camera showing us beautiful conditions, sitting realistically in the 70s and 80s right now at 79 there. Humidity, yep, it's still high. And we see that current visibility showing us 10s out of 10s all across our area, except there is a little patchy fog for far eastern Polk County. Right now, we're dry on radar. We do see a couple of showers over towards the east coast. All that light green you see is just some interference with that radar, but otherwise we don't have anything out there for now. Heading into later on this afternoon is when we'll see those storms start up inland, and I'll track them out for you all throughout this afternoon into the evening, all coming up.
Thank you, Amanda. Getting a look at traffic right now. We're looking at a crash in Pasco County. Good morning to our Pasco County drivers. Most of your main roads are okay. Lutz Lake Fern Road is where this crash is at Holly Lane. But 56 looking good. 41, I-75 not really showing a big slowdown as you're getting towards that northern apex, headed down towards I-75 and 275. Polk City looking good right now. Already seeing some slowdowns for drivers headed through Lakeland, West Memorial Boulevard. If you're going to be headed towards I-75, some slowdowns. Still seeing some road hazards as a result of Helene. Heads up Sarasota, Bradenton drivers. We do have one area of Bradenton opening today. We'll get to that in a moment. But this is one closure in place for now. Palm Avenue, roadblocked between Coconut Avenue and Tamiami Trail. Now leading us off this morning, recovery efforts across Tampa Bay area. They continue following the hurricane.
Yeah, this morning, President Biden is set to touch down in Florida and Georgia to see the destruction firsthand. Helene is now the second deadliest hurricane to hit the United States this century. Only Hurricane Katrina was worse. 181 people are confirmed dead across 6 states. At least 14 are here in the Tampa Bay area alone. Right now, hundreds of people are still missing. President Biden, while visiting the Carolinas, promising that more help is on the way.
In a moment like this, we put politics aside. And our job is to help as many people as we can, as quickly as we can.
The White House now deploying 1,000 active-duty U.S. soldiers to support the delivery of food, water, and other critical commodities to communities impacted by Hurricane Helene.
6:02 is the time. In just hours, Bradenton Beach is set to reopen for the first time since Helene. Residents, homeowners, and business owners will be allowed back to inspect their properties. The checkpoint along Cortez Road West and 127th Street West set to reopen today at 8 a.m.
Meet immediate needs, but does not have enough funding to make it through hurricane season.
Something we continue to follow here on 10 Tampa Bay. There's a bipartisan group of senators from affected states who wrote the leadership this week saying it's clear Congress must act, saying it may even require lawmakers to come back in October ahead of the election. Here's what Alejandro Mayorkas said about the funding less than 24 hours ago.
We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
If FEMA disaster relief funding does run out, FEMA will prioritize only life-saving and life-sustaining activities. Current recovery efforts will go uninterrupted. However, new obligations not necessary for life-saving will be paused.
Getting you prepared today, neighbors in the Gulfport community will start to get some semblance of normality back to their lives.
An area hit hard, and today they're getting some help with debris cleanup that is piling up in front of their front yards. Now for the first time, neighbors will get a chance to clean out some of that debris. And 10 Tampa Bay's Nick Valturo joins us now with more on what is expected in Gulfport. Good morning, Nick.
Yeah, Sarah, good morning. And let's remember, Gulfport was one of those areas hardest hit during Helene. We're talking about a 6 to 8 foot storm surge. You can just look at the damage behind me. We saw flooding here in the Tampa Bay area that hasn't been seen in more than a century. And now you could see neighbors have begun lining the streets with a lot of that trash. You could see everything from window frames, mirrors, all of this wood, boxes, different pieces of furniture all scattered here across the street. And starting today, they can get rid of some of this junk with the city starting to pick up some of that debris. And the city is asking for residents to place the debris right here in the right-of-way in front right here of the curb. They don't want anything that's going to obstruct being able to get this job done. They don't want anything in front of utility boxes, fire poles, anything in front of trees. They want to make sure everything's right here in the right-of-way to make it easy for this garbage pickup.
Yeah, Nick, we were talking before you went out this morning. In a typical year, the city collects about 40,000 tons of household items put in the curb. And this week alone, they have seen nearly 3/4 of that. So where does all this trash go?
Yeah, Sarah, it's a monumental haul. There is just so much trash, so many people impacted by the storm and all that flooding. So what they say they're going to be doing is bringing all that trash to different private landfills to make sure they reduce the impact here on the local dump sites. Now, what they're telling us here in Gulfport is this is not going to be an overnight job. It's not going to take weeks, but it's probably going to take months to get rid of most of this trash. So they're just asking residents here in the Gulfport area to remain patient while they try to get the job done. For right now, reporting live in Gulfport, Nick Valturo, 10 Tampa Bay.
Well, storm surge from Hurricane Helene brought not only water into homes, but also several feet of sand. Now many people are asking, what are they going to be doing with all that sand on their property? Well, the city of Sarasota says people are able to bring their sand to the curb, while in Pinellas County, they're saying they will only want clean sand, free of stains, odors, debris. It can be returned to the beach. That's kind of tough if it's been in your house, though. As you can imagine, leaders in Sarasota tell us they're working with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection to determine the best path forward.
What we don't want to do is just return it without sifting it, without making sure that it doesn't have these pesticides that can be harmful to people. So that's why it just takes a little bit of time to make sure we get it right.
Well, it is important to know that sand cannot be placed over things like dune plants. Obviously, they want to protect those turtle nests, storm debris, or construction debris. After Hurricane Ian in Fort Myers, they dealt through something very similar, sifting through that salvage and trying to salvage what they can of that sand that was washed up, and they were able to return some of it to the beach.
Next here on 10 Tampa Bay, debris haulers on hold in one local county. In 10 minutes, why damaged property could be sitting on your curbs for months.
Good morning, meteorologist Amanda Pappas here. The ongoing recovery effort is in full swing from Hurricane Helene. I went out there to volunteer yesterday. Hopefully you have some time to do so today to help out in that recovery at home from work. We want to make sure you have that umbrella on you. We got storms and showers to talk about all when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here.
10 Tampa Bay with Jamison Euler, Caitlin Lockerbie, meteorologist Amanda Pappas, and traffic with Sarah Rosario.
Right now, volunteer groups are finding any way they can to get supplies in the hands of people that need it following the hurricane.
Yeah, that even means using animals to get the job done. Take a look here at this. A group of mule drivers was assisting in the delivery of medical supplies and other essentials to Storm Helene flood victims in blocked off parts of western North Carolina. This footage, captured by the Cajun Navy, shows volunteers on mules transporting insulin supplies to someone in need whose road was washed out. The delivery was coordinated between the Cajun Navy and a local group, Mountain Mule Packer Ranch. The group is working to get more supplies, including food, water, batteries, lights, work gloves, and brooms delivered to that area.
Wow. It's like going back in time, but definitely needed.
Whatever it takes at that point to get them to them, right? All right, as we send it over to meteorologist Amanda Pappas as we get set for the day, as maybe some folks are waking up and about to head out the door. Amanda.
Good morning. Helping you plan out your day here locally, of course. But we also want to just talk about for a second that the need is still there, especially after Hurricane Helene. Yeah, the hurricane's over. The need is not cell reception. He had to go to his roof to be able to talk to me, and it is just a dire situation out there still. So temperature-wise, we need to be thankful we're mild and muggy, not really seeing anything in terms of severe weather. And the tropics, I have a really great update too coming up here in a little bit. But we do see that we're at 73 right now for Crystal River, 74 for Riverview. We are beautiful, shining brightly on the other side of our Ascent St. Petersburg sky camera in downtown St. Pete. This is just a beacon of hope right here. We love to see this, love to see that the lights are on, because not everyone is so lucky. We see mass devastation. I went to volunteer yesterday all along Gulfport, Madeira Beach, and Treasure Island. So this is some good news for you. 79 degrees right now out the door in St. Pete, 76 for the dew point. So it's feeling pretty icky and sticky out there, but no rain on radar other than some showers over towards the East Coast. So when do we see our rain chances come about? Well, heading into this afternoon, we are looking nice and dry all morning, really. Then right around 3 o'clock, that's when we start to see those showers. We're back in our typical routine, and honestly, it is so nice to just be nice and normal for today. So we have those showers coming in from the east. They're going to push westward, meaning inland zones will see the rain first, and then the coast will see more of the storms later on. So for our Polk County and our inland zones, I would say about 3 to 5 will be your best chance for rain, and then 5 to 7 p.m. for I-75. So downtown Tampa and St. Pete, 5 to 7 p.m. you'll see those heavy downpours passing over, and then they weaken and gradually move off and roll off into the Gulf. We'll be dry overnight, dry for your finally Friday to kick it off, and we see rain chances drop a little bit more for tomorrow, but still dealing with those afternoon showers and a storm or two. So next 12 hours, summing this up for you. Temperatures rising right back up into the 90s, about a 60% chance for rain today. For your finally Friday tomorrow, only about a 50% chance for rain. And speaking about rain chances, well, after tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, look at this. Our numbers go up, especially with what we could see heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. We could potentially get from anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of rainfall. That would not be good. And our humidity is going to be sky high. Then it drops. Why? Because we could see that area in the Gulf develop, right? And as it does so, that would bring us that rain. But once it clears out of here, we could be seeing our first fall front in Florida. So that's really exciting news. But coming up in Hurricane Headquarters, I'm going to be breaking down this system in the Gulf, everything that you need to know. No worries here. I got you covered all season long in your 7-day forecast. Looking nice and normal other than those increased rain chances from that system Monday into Tuesday.
All right. Thank you, Amanda. Looking at traffic right now as we get a look outside. Here's a slowdown we're seeing here along I-4. If you're going to be headed out along I-4, headed through that Polk City area, Polk County, this is what it looks like right now. A little slow moving. A lot of people getting out and about. And then looking at some drive times. Veterans Expressway, as you're going to be headed southbound into Tampa this morning. Looking good. No big delays to tell you about here through this portion of Tampa Bay. Also looking at Pinellas County. Good morning, St. Pete drivers. We're in for an easy ride for you. More volume on the roadway right now. Driving over our bridges, looking good. And then also looking at some slowdowns as you're going to be headed westbound along I-4 from Lakeland into I-75. So tough for so many. Time right now, 6:21. Next on 10 Tampa Bay, some are panic buying toilet paper because of an ongoing port strike.
Yeah, why experts say there is no need. Plus a check of the tropics with meteorologist Amanda Pappas in less than 3 minutes.
As our community cleans up from Hurricane Helene, let us help answer your questions. From home repairs to food assistance and health needs, visit 10tampabay.com/recovery today. 10 Tampa Bay Traffic is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. 10 Tampa Bay is sponsored by Integrity Home Solutions, where details matter.
Tropical update for you. First and foremost, I want to let you know, don't be fearful. Do not be scared. I know everyone's talking about another one. What's going on? Well, we do have 3 different areas to talk about. So a lot of activity in the tropics. First and foremost, what formed overnight? Leslie, this looks like as it moves more westward, right? This is going to be thousands of miles away. No immediate impact or threat, but it looks like it'll be passing just north of the Leeward Islands and potentially curving right back out into sea. We're going to keep our fingers crossed there. Then Kirk already showing us, yes, it's going to be a very very formidable hurricane, very strong. However, already models showing us that it's going to curve back out into sea. And this one yellow lemon you see right here, it is an area of interest that we're watching. Disorganized thunderstorms and showers set to become an area of low pressure. And we see that the European model showing us that realistically it is not going to be a strong system. Only a 30 to 20% chance that even becomes a tropical storm, and realistically looking more like a tropical depression or just a sloppy rainmaker for us. So heading into next week, yes, it is moving towards the state of Florida, and it could be a direct hit for Tampa, but it is not going to be a hurricane. It's not going to be anything like Helene. It would be a rainmaker for us, and that's also showing in our GFS model something similar, and also seeing that thankfully because of wind shear it keeps it weak, and we could see 4 to 6 inches of rain.
All right, thank you, Amanda. Well, get in your time machine because there's a run on toilet paper again. It's making it feel like 2020 all over again.
Oh, yeah.
What is it with? Why do we make runs on toilet paper?
I don't know. They want to make sure they got what they need when they got to go. You know? All right. Social media reports. I'd be getting food. I don't know, but there's no need to worry, but social media reports show that people are panicking. They're buying toilet paper in masses in response to Tuesday's major port strike. It's leading to shortages in stores all across the U.S. It's all unnecessary, is what we're being told, because the strike at ports from Maine to Texas will have absolutely zero impact on domestic factories. That means it most likely will be available by rail or truck and not on the boats. So there's no need to reenact the pandemic bum rush for your little bums to stockpile TP over shortage fears.
I just don't. You know, when you tell people don't worry, that's when people worry and go panic buy, right?
That's just what happens.
All right, now I'm going to keep an eye on the toilet paper
I have
aisle.
some if you need some. I got you.
Can you spare one ply, one
You
square?
and the whole
Can you spare a
family
square?
of 5, you got it.
Ahead at 6:30, more relief coming to the Tampa Bay area following Helene.
Yeah, this station opening up in just over 30 minutes to offer things like food, water, and more for our community members.
Plus, filing claims. Helene estimated to have caused billions of dollars in damage in just 6 minutes. The resources you need to file.
This storm season, stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app on your TV for live news, storm coverage, and more. Download now. 10 Tampa Bay with Jamison Euler, Caitlin Lockerbie, meteorologist Amanda Pappas, and traffic with Sarah Rosario.
Welcome back. It is 6:30. I'm Sarah Rosario, and for Caitlin Lockerbie, you're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
Forgive us, we're still talking about the toilet paper shortage during the break here. I'm Jamison Euler. Today is Thursday, October 3rd. Let's go ahead and get a check of your forecast out the door this morning with meteorologist Amanda Pappas. You're scratching her head on this one too. So
yeah, I'm learning a lot about toilet paper and just everything in between. I'm really happy to say that we got some good news for you. We have toilet paper in the station, number one, that's good news. And number two, that the tropics, yes, I know everyone's worried about it, the next system that's out there, but we got that latest advisory, and we do see that the system is going to remain pretty weak out there. So that's good news. Taking a look at the GFS, yes, heading into Tuesday, we could be seeing a good amount of rainfall. But for right now, that rain nowhere to be found. We're actually nice and dry out there. Heat. The only thing that you should watch out for on the roads is going to be some areas of patchy fog in Polk County. But speaking about the roads, good morning again, Sarah.
Good morning. Let's look at some traffic for you. Right now, we've got some slowdowns for my friends. If you're going to be headed along Polk County roads from I-4 westbound, if you're going to be headed from Lakeland into I-75, 26 minutes is what it's going to take you right now, and then another delay to get to the Selman connector. So heads up for my drivers. Our bridges looking okay right now. That's good news. Veterans Expressway looking good. 275 starting to see some buildup as well. Here in Pinellas County, though, 275 is looking great. No big delays for you here. But here's where we're looking at some delays as we get through I-4. We've been seeing some stop and go traffic, a lot of brake lights here near County Road 532.
There's a new comfort station opening today in the Tampa Bay area. The center at the Gandy Civic Association in South Tampa opens in just about 30 minutes. This will be the third comfort station in the city. It will have food, water, tarps, and hygiene kits. However, unlike the two at DeSoto Park and Marjorie Park, this station will not have showers or laundry services. It will run from 7 to 6 Monday through Friday. The city plans to keep it open until the 17th. If you need to wash your clothes, there is a free laundry service happening today from 11 to 3 at the Laundromat on North Florida Avenue in Tampa. You're being asked to bring your own detergent and bleach.
And we are St. Pete. That is the message coming out of Mayor Ken Welch's office this morning. The city is starting a new community disaster relief fund for residents called the We Are St. Pete Fund. At this hour, you are able to donate to the fund to help our neighbors in need. The city is partnering with the Pinellas Community Foundation. All of the money will stay in the community to support those impacted places in those coastal areas hit hard.
Right now, there are a number of resources available for any survivors of Hurricane Helene. All you have to do is go to 10tampabay.com/recovery. There you will find a list of resources available right now across the Bay Area. That includes housing help, cleaning services, even hot food, and free laundry.
Well, as you start to recover from Helene, you might start seeing extra police patrols all across Tampa Bay. A live look at some of the damage and the debris along Bayshore. The city says officers will start patrolling the areas most impacted by the storm in the city of Tampa. TPD says it's all in an effort to ensure safety and security. I know we've gotten lots of reports of some looting. Neighbors there are increased penalties for crimes related to the storm for doing that, such as burglary and theft during the state of emergency. Remember, it is illegal to take anything from people's yards, but you can take items from the curb. Right now, the state of Florida's property damage estimate is climbing every day, if not every hour. We were just checking, and there are thousands of insurance claims that have been filed.
Yeah, 10 Tampa Bay's Miguel Octavio spoke with some neighbors in St. Pete already working with their insurance companies. And as Miguel said, as you wake up, the state estimating $777 million in damages. That's just in, and the 80,000 claims already filed, and that number is expected to grow. It was at 40,000 just 2 days ago. For comparison, the Department of Insurance Regulation is estimating $130 million in claims from Debbie. There was only $310 million worth of insurance losses from Idalia's 25,000 claims last year, but there was more than $21 billion of losses from Hurricane Ian 2 years ago, with more than 750,000 claims submitted. And we're getting a look at the damage across Bradenton now as you start your morning. The city says its initial damage assessments are completed at this hour. The city says the storm caused nearly $40 million of damage to 600 homes. The storm also impacted 36 businesses with more than $1.5 million of damages. As you prepare for the day, the city says you might notice a saltier taste to your water.
IRS is extending tax deadlines for people and businesses hit by Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, now you'll have until May 1st of next year to file federal taxes and to make tax payments. The agency originally delayed returns and payments to February because of Tropical Storm Debbie. Officials say this applies to those who had a valid extension to file their 2023 return, which was due on October 15th. The extension also applies to any payment normally due last month in January and in April. Affected taxpayers also have the option to claim disaster-related casualty losses on their income tax return for either the year in which the event occurred or the prior year. We know you have a lot of questions this morning about storm recovery. Maybe it's about your insurance, hiring a contractor or a restoration company, maybe even a tree service. You can text your questions to 727-577-8522 and then watch for the answers live on our streaming app, 10 Tampa Bay Plus, on our Facebook page, or maybe our YouTube channel today, starting at 1 p.m. We're here to help homeowners and renters. And even if you didn't have any damage, you should maybe watch it because you'll know what to do the next time a storm hits.
All right, 6:41 is the time. Staying positive. We're seeing a lot of that despite what so many people are going through. That's what one local business is doing following storm surge damage to their farm.
In 10 minutes, we take you to a South Tampa honey farm where the community is helping them clean up little by little.
And giving you a live look outside before we go to break. It's a beautiful start to the day so far. We're going to get a check of your forecast. This is in St. Petersburg with meteorologist Amanda Pappas giving us an update on what you can expect today and as we look towards the weekend.
This shook me to my core. This is the community that I love.
As the cleanup begins.
There's a lot of help out there. A lot of good people.
And we come together.
We know that we're going to get through it as we always have as a family.
As our community recovers, watch 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, welcome back to 10 Tampa Bay. I'm Sarah Rosario.
And I'm Jameson Euler here with meteorologist Amanda Pappas. As we get started in the day, we know how the day ended yesterday with thunderstorms in a lot of areas.
And we need that umbrella again today. We're going to see those storms and showers later on. So for the car pickup line and for anything else that you got to do, right? Those groceries maybe after work or you're just on that commute, you are going to see some rain. And speaking of which, we do see that this is all going to be coming to fruition as well. Heading into next week, we are going to see a lot of rainfall in a short period of time because of a tropical system. But let's talk about outside right now. We do see that those temperatures currently are sitting in the 70s and 80s as well. Take a look at your temperatures for today. 6:45 and Thenodisas is already at 74, 75 for Lakeland. And I really feel for the people in Clearwater right now. 77 degrees. It is hot and sticky already, and it's going to be hot and humid later on, and they don't have AC. A lot of people are still completely devastated. Their homes and their property and their life realistically because of Hurricane Helene. So that ongoing recovery effort still in full swing, here across the Bay Area. So those temperatures are sitting in the 70s, 75 for Lakewood Ranch, but this is the beacon of hope right here that we see a lot of light and most of the power all in this St. Pete downtown sky camera from the Ascent in St. Pete on and looking good, beautiful, 79 degrees there, dew point almost matching. That's what's going to make it feel a little more sticky as soon as you head outside this morning. So radar showing us a lot of green. That is all just interference. We're not seeing any actual rain currently. We're completely dry. Now, Futurecast is indicating to us that we'll see the rain start to pop up, especially heading into, I would say, mainly the afternoon hours, right? So most of the morning for your morning commute, nice and easy, maybe a little patchy fog, but that's it. Then we start to see the showers really popping up. Again, from our inland zones and eastward, they're going to move to the coast throughout the afternoon. So Polk County, you're going to be up first from 3 to 5. Then for Tampa and St. Pete, the best chance for rain is going to come from 5 to about 7. So that'll end up weakening though right around 8 o'clock, and those rain chances then fall off into the Gulf of Mexico and move away from hours. And to kick off your finally Friday, throughout the morning we'll see plenty of sunshine, and then some of those showers and storms do return heading into about 4:30, 5 o'clock, but less rain in general for tomorrow in comparison to today. 60% chance at rain today, only 50% for tomorrow. And we see another percentage I want to throw at you from the National Hurricane Center. Brand new information coming in, 30% chance for development. I know a lot of people have been asking me, isn't there another one out there, Amanda? And we're still recuperating from Helene, but I'm happy to say this area, that lemon that you see, what it's going to do is it's going to move to the state of Florida. We are going to see a tropical system impact us heading into later on into next week, Monday, Tuesday. But what it's going to do is just be a rainmaker for us. We're not anticipating a strong system. Wind shear is going to help to really tear this thing apart. And then after that, we do see a ton of rain, right? 4 to 6 inches, but then we'll actually have our first Florida front coming through next Thursday potentially. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed the front's strong enough to arrive, but we do see our rain chances are going up again because we could have a low pressure system, right? Or a tropical depression or a very low end chance for a weak tropical storm. Either way, we're going to see a lot of rain Sunday into Tuesday. So just factor that into some of your plans. Best day to be outside this weekend will be Saturday.
Thank you, Amanda. Looking at traffic right now, we've got a crash under investigation for my Sun City drivers. I-75 southbound. It is now off to the shoulder, but we are seeing miles of delays along I-75 if you're going to be headed southbound this morning. Here's a look at it. You can see how there's a lot of red on the screen here along I-75. So 41, 301 might be better options for you if you need to head south this morning. Also heading south on the roads, I-75 southbound delayed right now. Stop and go traffic south of State Road 70. There's another crash here, 57th Avenue, a crash at 9th Street that we're looking at. And in Pinellas County, as you're getting over the Courtney Campbell Causeway, you're going to see another crash under investigation, this one at Kilmer Avenue and Gulf to Bay Boulevard. So heads up for my drivers. I-4 still stop and go right now. And I think you even see the moon in the, well, maybe a light. I don't know. That's hard for me to see here. I need some glasses. Hey, but it's a good start to the day. Maybe enjoy that while you're sitting in traffic, or take a 92 or MLK.
Tell people it's the moon. They'll believe you.
Yeah, it's the moon. Well, not one, not two. Yes, two wins for TPA this morning. I love TPA. Tampa International Airport now officially the best large airport in the nation. The airport taking back the title after finishing second last year by USA Today readers. You might recall us telling you that the airport and some of its restaurants were up for 5 total USA Today awards. TPA also won the best airport for dining. The airport says this is the first time it has placed first in the contest. Congratulations.
Our continuing coverage on local impacts from Hurricane Helene in South Tampa. The owner of a local bee farm says it wasn't their first time when it comes to flooding. She told us they always get everything in order ahead of the storm. But this time around, nothing could have prepared them for the storm surge.
We have been here for over 50 years. This is no first-time rodeo. 10:30 we're good. By 12 it was completely swimming to the back and taking care of things. All the bee boxes floated from the back of the property to the front where our main house is, and we've been trying to salvage and dry out, and it's just all the colonies were gone. Elizabeth and I, my bee partner, we had just built this new chapter, and we were so excited over the last 2 years of time, investment, blood, sweat, and tears. We had 200 hives in our bee yard, and that takes years to grow. You can't just go to Target and buy bees. It takes, you have to get the nukes and the queen, and you have to sustain and get strong, and seasons of pollinating. I mean, everybody's reaching out to support. We've had people come down, help us clean up, and we're just now in the notion of we're just cleaning up every day. And I thank the community because we couldn't do it without everybody. You have to stay positive or you'll just be, in a corner somewhere. So, little by little.
All that hard work gone.
Yeah.
Sad. All right, despite having to start from scratch from the farm's bee colony, Ayala says support from the community is helping them stay positive right now.
It's incredible. I mean, so many people are dealing with such devastation. Their house gone, but at least they find comfort with other people and in the community.
Yeah, it is. And that's their livelihood, and trying to pick the pieces up from that, try to get started all over again. So it's a long road back.
Well, still to come here on 10 Tampa Bay, storm debris collection beginning today in an area hit hard in our city. What you need to know before pickup begins.
10 Tampa Bay is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Good morning to you guys. Meteorologist Amanda Pappas here. Yesterday, myself and meteorologist Colleen Campbell went out and went ahead to volunteer. Hurricane Helene may be gone, but the impact, the need is still very much here, not just in the Tampa Bay area, but also North Carolina. But if you want to go ahead and scan that QR code and send us any of your pictures or videos and any volunteer opportunities, we're happy to do that. Here's a quick check of your 7-day forecast before you head out the door. Take a look. Temperatures in the 90s for today, about a 50 to 60% chance for rain.
All right, looking at traffic right now. Still got that stop and go traffic along I-4 for my drivers headed through that area. Heads up, couple of crashes as well. This one for drivers as you're getting over the Courtney Campbell Causeway, Gulf to Bay Boulevard. Heads up for my drivers there at Kilmore Avenue. Also looking at southbound delays along I-75 through portions of Sarasota. A couple crashes there, no others with big slowdowns. This one's an earlier crash. It's now clear, but 75 through Hillsborough County headed south through Gibsonton and Apollo Beach. You're going to run into some stop and go traffic for a couple miles. Well, President Joe Biden is set to visit Florida and Georgia today to view the areas impacted by Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, at this hour, it's unclear if President Biden will meet with Governor Ron DeSantis or Governor Brian Kemp on this trip. The president's trip comes just one day after he toured the department to send up to 1,000 active duty soldiers to disaster areas to pass out food, water, as well as other supplies. At last check, at least 180 people have died from Helene.
Good news to our friends in Manatee County. Bradenton Beach will reopen for the first time since Helene. Residents, homeowners, business owners allowed back in to inspect their properties. The checkpoint is along Cortez Road West and 127th Street West. It opens at 8 a.m.
In Pinellas County, in just hours, storm debris collection begins in Gulfport. Debris is collected separately from your regular trash or recycling, so make sure to keep them on different piles. The city says to place debris in front of your property and to not place it on the street, in alleyways, or near any structures like fire hydrants or utility boxes. Cleanup is expected to take several weeks to months.
Stay informed, prepared, connected with us even on the go. Download our free 10 Tampa Bay app. You can get it at the App Store.
And all the news continues right now on our 10tampabay.com website, as well as our 10 Tampa Bay Facebook, X, and Instagram pages.
Yeah, that's right. Have a great day.
Stand above me. Look my way. 10 Tampa Bay Brightside is sponsored by West Shore Home. Call for a free quote.
Continue with us and watch free now on the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app everywhere you stream. 10 Tampa Bay closed captioning is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.